Hello, and welcome back to my channel IQD to USD Unprecedented Currency Shifts. Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong soar to new heights. In recent weeks, reports of significant changes in the values of the Iraqi Dinar, IQD, and Vietnamese Dong, VND, have sparked widespread interest and speculation in financial and currency markets worldwide. These updates, highlighting rates of $4 for the IQD and $289 for the VND against the US dollar, have raised questions about whether we are witnessing temporary fluctuations or the start of a major global financial reset. Investors and currency enthusiasts are closely monitoring these developments, as they could have profound implications for future financial strategies and global economic dynamics. This article explores the factors driving these dramatic currency movements, their potential implications, and the broader global context shaping these events. Iraqi Dinar reportedly pegged at $4. The Iraqi Dinar has reportedly reached a rate of $4 on Forex trading platforms and international banking screens, a monumental leap from its historically undervalued position. This dramatic shift is the result of a series of reforms and economic policies implemented by the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, and the Iraqi government. Key factors behind the dinar's surge. Several factors appear to be contributing to the IQD's newfound strength. 1. Increased oil revenues. Iraq's economy is heavily reliant on oil exports, and recent record-breaking oil revenues have provided a significant boost to the country's foreign exchange reserves. These reserves have allowed the CBI to stabilize the currency and improve investor confidence. 2. Economic diversification efforts. Under pressure from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, Iraq has made strides to diversify its economy. Investments in non-oil sectors, such as agriculture, technology, and tourism, are beginning to bear fruit, reducing the country's dependence on oil and strengthening the dinar's position. 3. CBI policy reforms. The Central Bank of Iraq has implemented several measures to strengthen the dinar. These include issuing new small-denomination notes, increasing transparency in currency auctions, and cracking down on corruption. Together, these steps have helped stabilize the currency and build trust among investors. 4th. Global financial trends. As global markets shift, Iraq appears to be aligning its currency policies with international standards. Reports suggest that the government may be preparing for a full revaluation RV of the dinar, which could permanently elevate its value. Vietnamese Dong reported at $289. Similarly, the Vietnamese Dong has reportedly surged to $289 against the US dollar. Long considered undervalued, the Dong's recent spike is attributed to Vietnam's strong economic performance and strategic policy reforms. What's driving the Vietnamese Dong's rise? 1. Robust export economy. Vietnam has become a global manufacturing powerhouse, attracting significant foreign investment. The country's booming electronics, textile, and agricultural exports have fueled its economic growth and strengthened its currency. 2. Government currency reforms. The Vietnamese government has implemented policies to stabilize the Dong and boost investor confidence. These include tighter monetary controls and measures to encourage foreign direct investment. 3. Global trade partnerships. Vietnam has strengthened its trade agreements with major economies, including the US and European Union. These partnerships have enhanced demand for Vietnamese goods, further elevating the Dong's value. 4th. Speculative momentum. The reported rate of $289 has generated excitement among currency traders, many of whom believe the Vietnamese Dong could continue its upward trajectory. This optimism has created a ripple effect, drawing even more attention to Vietnam's economic potential. Experts weigh in on the developments. Prominent financial analysts and commentators have weighed in on the potential implications of these currency shifts. Notably, figures such as Frank 26 and Marxy have speculated that Iraq and Vietnam might be aligning their currencies with global financial standards in preparation for a broader economic realignment. Predictions for the Iraqi dinar. Many analysts believe that the dinar's $4 rate could stabilize in the coming weeks, particularly if Iraq finalizes its 2025 budget and continues its economic diversification efforts. Some even predict further gains if the country maintains its current trajectory. Outlook for the Vietnamese Dong. Similarly, experts see the $289 rate for the Dong as a potential starting point for further appreciation. Vietnam's strong trade relationships and economic resilience make it well-positioned to benefit from continued global demand for its exports. The role of global financial institutions. Major banks, including J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, and Chase, are reportedly preparing for increased activity in currency exchanges involving the Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong. Some financial institutions have even issued statements urging customers to remain patient as they navigate these developments. What this could mean. The involvement of major banks signals a shift in how global financial institutions view these currencies. This development could pave the way for broader acceptance of the IQD and VND in international markets, further boosting their value and accessibility. Iraq's path to stability. Iraq's recent economic reforms have been instrumental in driving the dinar's appreciation. Key highlights include: 1. Approval of a 3-year budget. Iraq's government has approved a 3-year budget aimed at funding infrastructure projects, public services, and other critical initiatives. This move has provided much-needed stability and predictability for the economy. Second, banking sector reforms. The CBI has tightened regulations to curb corruption and ensure fair practices in currency auctions. These reforms have helped build confidence among international investors. Third, international trade expansion. Iraq is actively exploring partnerships beyond its traditional oil sector, including agriculture, technology, and tourism. These efforts are critical to sustaining the dinar's strength and making Iraq a viable player in the global economy. Potential risks and challenges. While the reported rates for the IQD and VND are promising, there are several risks and challenges to consider. 1. Political instability. Both Iraq and Vietnam must maintain stable political environments to support these currency changes. Any disruptions could undermine investor confidence and reverse recent gains. 2. Economic challenges. Iraq continues to face significant issues, including high unemployment and over-reliance on oil revenues. Similarly, Vietnam must navigate global economic headwinds, such as inflation and supply chain disruptions. Third, market speculation risks. The excitement surrounding these rates could lead to market volatility if expectations are not met. It's essential for governments and financial institutions to manage investor sentiment carefully. What this means for investors. For currency holders and investors, these developments represent both an opportunity and a challenge. Here are some tips for navigating this evolving landscape. 1. Stay informed. Keep a close eye on official announcements from the Central Bank of Iraq and the Vietnamese government. These updates will provide critical insights into the future of these currencies. 2. Consult financial advisors. Before making any major decisions, speak with financial experts to understand the potential risks and rewards associated with investing in the IQD or VND. 3. Exercise patience. While the reported rates are exciting, it's essential to wait for official confirmations before expecting long-term changes. Hasty decisions could lead to financial losses. The global context. Is a currency reset on the horizon? Some analysts speculate that these developments could be part of a broader global currency reset, GCR. This theory suggests that countries are revaluing their currencies to align with international economic standards and create a more balanced global financial system. While the idea of a GCR remains speculative, the recent movements in the IQD and VND provide compelling evidence that significant changes are underway. If true, this could mark the beginning of a new era in global finance, with implications for investors, governments, and financial institutions worldwide. Conclusion. The reported rates of $4 for the Iraqi Dinar and $289 for the Vietnamese Dong have captured global attention, raising questions about their long-term significance. While these developments are undoubtedly exciting, They also highlight the importance of strategic planning and patience for both governments and investors. As Iraq and Vietnam continue to implement reforms and strengthen their economies, the potential for sustained growth in their currencies becomes increasingly plausible. However, it's essential to approach these developments with caution, given the potential risks and uncertainties involved. In the coming weeks and months, all eyes will be on the Central Bank of Iraq, the Vietnamese government, and major financial institutions as they navigate this transformative period. Whether these rate changes represent temporary spikes or the start of a broader global shift remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: the financial world is watching closely. Let us know your thoughts on these dramatic currency developments. Are we on the brink of a global revaluation, or is this a temporary market anomaly? Stay tuned for further updates as the story unfolds.